ducks in, misses a nice double leg takedown, falls perfectly on the leg.
What strikes me to say that is because both guys had the same trainer at one point, if you look back at the video. Here's Ricardo Morais against Mikhail Ilyukhin on the finals. And that's a tough final, Greg Friedman.
Well, let me tell you, Mikhail was clearly the toughest Sambo fighter here tonight. Whether that fight went a little farther or not, I don't know. But this guy is tough. He deserves to be here. He fought, as far as I'm concerned, the toughest stand-up fighter in the show tonight, Igor Von Chechen, who's clearly impressed all the fans by beating one Brazilian fighter earlier in Lima, just devastating him. Mikhail does deserve to be in this championship. Against the experiment, I'm going to call him Ricardo Morais.
Yeah, Mikhail didn't impress me too much due to the fact that he defeated Vovchanchin by that illegal move of placing his chin on Vovchanchin's eye. From that point on, I did not like him very much. And the reason why I said that fight might have been fixed is because on the fight before that, our friend Ahmed Han Saidgoseinov walked in with the same corner as Mikhail Ilyukhin. So, I mean, I don't know if what happened, but the fight was very quick.
As outsiders, we'll try and, at least I'm going to keep my mouth shut here in Russia. I'd like to make it out of here, Federico, but thanks for those words of advice. Hopefully everybody at home is enjoying the action.
A very great final ahead of us.
Yeah, this one's going to be tough. Morais is the favorite, Federico. Do you agree?
I don't know if you can say the favorite. Down they're going to go.
A beautiful takedown. That's what he needs to do. The Sambo fighter, a great wrestling move. This guy is a wrestler.
Yeah, but just remember that not long ago, Ricardo was in the bottom position when he was fighting Yerohim, and he was able to revert the game and punch Yerohim into submission. So we don't know what to expect now. Mikhail Yerohim, Mikhail Ilyukhin. Oh my God, I forgot. Ilyukhin.
Yerohim with a nice, Mikhail with a nice headbutt.
Very strong fighter. He's controlling the match well from that position. Let's see what happens now.
He really is. He's really fighting this like a wrestler. This guy's an American freestyle wrestler, if I've ever seen one. Training as a Sambo fighter. He's got the technical moves to do the ankle locks, but he has got Morais in a little bit of trouble right now. He is controlling the fight. Morais unable to do too much. Mikhail coming out very aggressive. Morais has not had a challenge yet here tonight at all, as far as I'm concerned. He's keeping Mikhail tight in the guard. That's what he can do here. Working the body is Mikhail. Back to the headbutt. Morais, it's going to be interesting to see what his jiu-jitsu skills are here. We know he's been skilled. We know he's been practicing hard. We know he's got Renzo Gracie in his corner. It'll be interesting to see how technical he is on the ground. Right now, he's taking some headbutts from the Russian. A lot of times, a jiu-jitsu fighter will relax in this position. You'll see he's got the legs around the back of Mikhail. He can control Mikhail at that point. He doesn't want to give Mikhail too much punching room, and that's why you'll see with his left hand, he's holding the right arm of Mikhail, or was. Mikhail now slips it out around the head of Morais. Mikhail looking for some headbutts. He's pushing the head back. I'm not sure what the referee's doing in there. Oh, he's trying to keep the hands out of the eyes of Mikhail. When you push off with that face, it's very easy to slip the hands into the eyes. Now Mikhail getting some good punching room. This guy is very impressive. Doing everything he can to overwhelm the big fella. Oh, getting some nice punching room now is Mikhail from the dominant top position. Getting some good punching power. Morais needs to be able to push off a little bit better. He needs to use his legs to push his opponent away. But again, you can see the strong base of Mikhail. He keeps those legs wide. He keeps those legs spread. You can see him arching. And then he'll keep his legs outside, if he can, of Moraes' legs, which doesn't allow him to be rolled too easily. Morais needs to get a little more active and do some punching from the bottom. Because right now, Mikhail is really having his way with him. Oh, a nice punch. We're starting to get some room, but as you can see, the arms, the length of Morais is if he can just keep him away. See, he's got that straight arm going. Mikhail can almost not reach Morais. Now, there you go. Morais now getting some punching room and getting the best of that little flurry of Mikhail. Mikhail now falling back into a dominating position. Federico, what is Morais to do in this position?
I think Morais should try to do the sweep. One of the ways he could do that would be by lacing, by having his arms around Mikhail's arms, having his arms under his arms, hold it, and use both of his legs to do a sweep or an elevator, whatever you call it. I'm actually speechless, the fact that the Morais is taking so long to do anything. At that point, he could hold both legs and revert the game.
Yeah, to me, his jiu-jitsu skills are really being tested here.
Yeah, I was expecting more from Ricardo at this point.
Nice punches by Mikhail from the top position. Those are starting to take some effect on Morais, the big man.
Morais is fighting smart every time. When he fights with the closed guard, with his legs crossed like that, he's being smart, because fighting a sambo guy with the legs open, with the open guard, like we call in Brazil, it's very dangerous, because it gives the Mikhail a chance to attack to either a leg lock or a knee bar or an ankle hold.
Again, I can't stress enough the beautiful positioning that Mikhail's doing. He really, I can see the wrestling experience in him, keeping that those knees very widespread.
Wow, now the crowd is getting excited. They feel their Russian champions ahead of the game, you know?
Yeah, he really is. He's fighting a beautiful fight. It was really interesting to see, or it is interesting to see, what it finally was going to take for someone to be able to do something against
the monster.
Yeah, this guy is just so big and strong. But now he's being tested on the ground where he really hasn't been. Both fighters exchanging there. Now Morais being able to keep Mikhail down a little bit. You'll see him try to slip out a little bit.
Great games.
It really is a chess match at this point. Mikhail trying to control the fight from the top, keep Morais where he wants. I don't know what type of submission he can do from here. Now Morais trying to slip out of it, unable to. Mikhail, again, with a good base. You'll see wrestlers do that a lot. They keep on one knee planted on the ground wide and another leg spread out.
Both guys stick to their game plan.
Unbelievable what's going on here. Morais, I don't know if this was his game plan. I don't know if he really planned on being in the bottom like this against a wrestler like this.
So that's the right thing for him to do.
Yeah, he's got to push off. An elevator, correct, Lapenda?
Yeah, sweep.
Push him up and off. And then try and do the sweep.
He complained, Ricardo Morais put his finger in his eyes. Ricardo Morais says, no, we continue. You did that to Igor Vovchanchin, so I'm going to pay you back now.
I don't know if that's... Wow. Mikhail took a nice shot to the eye, breaking. Unfortunately, a no-holds-barred, sometimes things happen, and it's the champion that can fight on and endure. He has to take a lot of punishment, and now he's fighting back like a champion. Unbelievable non-stop action. This was the final match that everybody really expected to see and wanted to see, and here they're seeing.
Great game.
Now they'll hold the hands. Oh, and a nice stretch and lean back. That's what you do. You set your opponent up. Hold hands and oh, a beautiful move.
Very good move by Ricardo.
Unbelievable. Ricardo waited for it. He sat up a little bit too high, did Mikhail.
That's the game of the jiu-jitsu man. He'll take his time, wait for the right opening, and then he'll capitalize on it.
These Brazilian fighters are so tough, the beatings that they're willing to take to wait to get their game. Now, is he too slippery to be able to dig those hoofs in? That'll be the question. He's getting those legs up and underneath. Now really punishing Mikhail from the top.
Oh my God, look how many blows Mikhail is taking to the back of the head. He will have a headache tomorrow.
This is the positioning that every Brazilian jiu-jitsu man wants to be in. Your opponent turning his back, where you can elbow, you can strike. Once he leans up, puts those arms down a little bit, he can slip his hand in and hopefully finish with a choke. Right now, just wailing away. Look at the face though of Morais. He took quite a beating himself.
Morais took a lot of punches from that.
He's now trying to dig in for the choke. Because there's some guys you can punch so much, but they'll never give up.
Mikhail punching. No, Mikhail helpless at this point. He's not even trying to fight back. It's almost as if he wants his corner to throw the towel, because for Russia, for Brazil, and some other countries, it's a disgrace for a fighter to tap. They try not to tap. They have this big ego. And so maybe that's what's happening, because he's not even fighting back. Look at this, Greg Freeman.
Now Morais is getting smart. He's using the elbows, because those hands are probably, if they're not already broken, a couple of fingers or knuckles are. You can just not punch someone that many times without breaking your hands.
It seems like Morais is tired of hurting Ricardo.
Or he's just running out of a little juice. Again, the art of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is to tire your opponent down, control him, let your opponent make a mistake, give up the neck, and choke. Morais, as you can see, is trying to work it in there, and then when he can't do it, he backs back off, and then use the strikes again. But he's got those hooks, as we call them, dug in, meaning he's got the feet wrapped around the waist and around the upper thigh of the Russian. And there goes the Russian. There goes the tap out. He's done. He got the choke in. He slipped the arm up and under, and it's over. I think it's over.
Finally.
He's not getting off.
This is
What's going on here?
Ricardo, look how
Ricardo is so exhausted. Look at the face of Ricardo. Unbelievable. He took a heck of a beating, but kept on ticking and came out victorious. He'll take the championship, the absolute championship, home to Brazil. Well deserving. Look at that eye. That is the face of a fighter.